What you saying, peeps? If you don't know, you should know. It's your boy JD, and I am back once again for another reaction. Now, this is for my top 10 villains list. Now, it's not a DC specific list or a Marvel specific list. It's my top 10 villains list from all over the superhero universe. Okay, so it can be some DC ones, can be some Marvel ones. So I'll just jump right into it. Number 10, Harley Quinn. Now, she's definitely the sexiest sidekick that there is out there right now, but she's also, I think she has the ability to be even more sadistic than the Joker, because she used to be a doctor or a psychiatrist or whatever, and you know, couple that with the fact that she's as sick as the Joker, she could be like even more villainous as the Joker. I believe. I think she's got she has it in her to be 50,000 times more sadistic than the Joker. That's what I think, anyway, all because of the fact that she used to do before she became the Harley Quinn that we all know and love, or that I know and love anyway. You know what I mean? Going from like how the Joker managed to like get her twisted and all that kind of stuff, and how she fell for him. Joker's got like his own kind of mind games as well, but if Harley Quinn can like tap into that you know, that smart, that very clever and smart doctor side of her, while she's still a maniacal maniac, then I guarantee you she could be like, she has the potential to be one of the most feared villains in all of the whole DCU, not just a sidekick. Okay. Number 9, General Zod. Yeah, people, Zod. Now, this is my version of Zod. I'm thinking of is the Man of Steel version of General Zod, not the General Zod from Superman 2. I can't remember who played him in Superman 2, but Michael Shannon's version of General Zod was so much more relatable than the original Zod. All because of like his methods and his reasons for doing what he did. All he was doing basically was trying to save his home planet and start again from, well, basically from scratch, because he wanted to like save his whole race of Kryptonians. Okay, now he might have gone about it the wrong way, but his intentions were admirable, and that's the reason why he's so liked by me. And the fact that he's like, you know, he can be cold and callous, but he also has like a sincerity to him, as you can see in certain scenes in Man of Steel. But towards the end of Man of Steel, where he had like couldn't be asked about being you know, sensitive and not to other people's feelings, and that how he almost killed or fought that family towards the end of Man of Steel, and you know, Superman had to like, you know, just snap his neck and shit. But the fact that, you know, like towards at the start of the film of Man of Steel, where he's saying that he will reclaim what was being taken from him, as in he was like bred to be not a super soldier, but like he was basically created to be a general, a warrior, a fighter, someone who can like protect his home world no matter what the odds. And that was taken from him by the council, who basically used up all Krypton's resources, and hence that led to the destruction of Krypton. So for him to, you know, do whatever he can to save his home world, reclaim his home world, it can be relatable, and in some parts of that film, you do feel for him a little bit, which is why he's on my list of like, you know, the best villains that I've ever had or I've ever seen. Number 8 has to be Kingpin. Now, Vincent D'Onofrio, I have to give him props for this, man, because he's one of the main reasons why I loved the Daredevil series. I absolutely loved Vincent D'Onofrio as a Kingpin. Someone who is almost like a little boy trapped in a big guy's body, but if you ever cross the line with him, he's got that oh, what's the word now? He can snap at any minute, basically. Like the scene where he smashed this guy's head into the car door until it fell off. I mean, that in itself was just like shows you how sick he can be. He's incredibly strong. He's massive as well, but he's also sincere, but onto people that he loves, as in his wife in the series, the Daredevil series. But it's all down to the actor though, man. Vincent D'Onofrio was like an amazing actor as Kingpin. I won't go as far to say like you know, back when was it Michael, what's his name? Michael Clark Duncan, who played him in the Daredevil back in 2002, whatever, with Ben Affleck in that. That's wipe that from memory. That doesn't exist anymore, yeah? Vincent D'Onofrio is the Kingpin. And hopefully, if they make a Daredevil movie, or if they somehow appear in the Avengers universe, which I'm putting money on for that, he should be the Kingpin. Do not recast Vincent D'Onofrio as a Kingpin, okay? So we need, like, just keep him as a Kingpin, please. Now, everyone knows that I don't like Jessica Jones. I'm not a big fan of it. But if there's one thing from Jessica Jones that I loved, it's my number 7 pick, and that's the Purple Man, aka Kilgrave. Now, I was surprised that David Tennant was like cast in this show, because I kind of like assumed that it'd be an American who played him, but he took that role and made it his own, man. He was just so good as Kilgrave, and the fact that he even tried to, like, well, everyone knows his power, and he can like tell you how to like do something, and like he'll make you do it. But the fact that he tried to control people by not using his powers as well in certain scenes, I thought that was really good. Especially when you tried to, like, he said one time, I want the man to go and screw himself. Can you imagine what that looks like? That's the main scenes I love about him, man. He's an amazing actor, an amazing villain, and again, I think he could have been used a lot better, even though he was really good in Jessica Jones. But I feel like it could have been used a lot more in the series, because he was just such a more compelling villain than what I expected. And he, like I said, he was the only reason why I didn't like Jessica Jones, but he's the one thing I liked out of Jessica Jones was Kilgrave, or Purple Man. So, but number 6, I'm gonna go with Magneto, specifically the Michael Fassbender version of Magneto. You know, we saw like different side to him. When he first showed up, he was like he's vicious, and you know, he's cold and callous because of, like, he wants to get revenge on what happened to his parents, and like, you know, he has no chill, zero F's to give, and he's like a very relatable character to some people. It was to me as well, and he can be very very believable in like in all his performances, especially in, was it Apocalypse, where, you know, his wife and daughter got murked off, and then the one scene where he was he's with Apocalypse and does that thing where he moves the whole ground, and like it just like goes, Aah! And like all the fucking the metal and debris goes flying everywhere. He definitely is one of the most powerful mutants in the whole X-Men universe. After seeing what he did in Apocalypse, where he can actually like move damn near every metal thing in the world, be that metal or copper or iron or steel, anything like that. If he focuses all his energy, and he can like make the whole world just like pretty much crumble and fall. That's how powerful he is. So he's definitely one of the most, if not the most powerful mutant, apart from maybe the Phoenix. Yeah. Phoenix and Magneto are like the most powerful mutants ever. But like for the sake of this list, Magneto's on my list. So right now, number 6. Oh, sorry, number 5, I should say. Yeah, there's only one person who not in like the Marvel DC universe who makes my list. Dun 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 dun. Little pig, let me in. I'm talking about man like Negan, yo. Now I'm not too familiar with the comics, but if the show's anything to go by in The Walking Dead, then Negan is without a doubt one of the most compelling, most fun, most funny, and most vicious and brutal villains in any genre. I don't care if it's a video game or a movie or a comic book or whatever it is, man. In any genre, like, because I love villains where you like you know, I hate him so much, but there's something about him that I love, so I can't really hate him. Like, I can't compare him from like, let's say Negan, compare him to like say King Joffrey from Game of Thrones, because the King Joffrey, like I fucking hate King Joffrey with a passion. Like the kind of hate where you wish you can like go onto the screen, pull him out and beat the fuck out of him. But that's down to the actor though, so kudos to Jack. The actor who played King Joffrey, his first name Jack, I can't remember his last name, but the actor who played King Joffrey, he was a very good villain. which made me hate him a lot. But like I said, back to Negan though, I was trying to hate Negan so much as well, as much as I hate King Joffrey, but I can't because there's something lovable about him, which tells me that there's also something good about him inside, like deep down inside, which I think was Lucille, his wife, not his bat. And since he lost the only one good thing about him, like there's still like little slivers in there of like good about him, but I still feel like no matter what he does, even when he killed Glenn, I still kind of liked him. As much as I didn't want to see Glenn get murked off, man, but just there's just something about Negan that I love so much, and I wish I could pick out like a specific scene, but I can't because like every scene that he's in is just so good and so compelling that I can't help but like at certain points, at certain times, feel for him. And of course, there's certain parts where I hate him and that, but not as much as like I said with King Joffrey. So with Negan, I mean, it could have been up there as like in my top 3 basically, but there's other people that I like better than him. So sorry, Negan. Shout out to Jeffrey D. Morgan, JDM, you are the man. So Negan, my number 5 in my villains list. Now we're going into the nitty gritty now. Number 4, man, like Loki. Again, he's a villain that I didn't like at first, but it kind of grew on me, and as time went on, I liked him even more and more and more and more. I liked him probably best in, would I say, either Ultron or Ragnarok. I'd probably say Ragnarok. I liked him more in that, but I just love the fact that how he's almost torn between like hating his brother and loving his brother because he wants to kill him for the throne, but at the same time, even though he's not related by blood, he loves him just as much as a blood brother. And you know, he sacrificed himself with in Infinity War. Spoiler alert if you've not seen it yet, but he sacrificed himself in Infinity War to try and like hopefully buy Thor some time. Didn't work out for him that way. Every time he gets killed off, in the back of your head you're thinking like, okay, he's dead, but he'll be back soon. No, he'll be back soon enough. But obviously with what Thanos did to him, then he's pretty much he's gone now. So, but Loki is, yeah, definitely one of the most lovable villains that I like in the whole of the MCU. Now, I'm gonna have to go with Joker for my number 3. He was gonna be my number 2, but nah, Joker is gonna be my number 3 now. And the reason for that is, I'm not sure which one to pick from now, but I have to go with Heath Ledger's Joker. Going on the how sadistic he is and how like fucked in the head he is, but at the same time he is lovable. He is absolutely lovable. I mean, the fact that he can like play all these mind games with the world's greatest detective, all these mind games with anyone he comes into contact with. I mean, I forget about the Suicide Squad version because he wasn't all that great at all, but Heath Ledger's version, the one scene that made me love him the most was like when he blew up the hospital. He's walking out and just does that thing where he goes, nothing happens, and then like all of a sudden, boom, the whole thing just blows up, turns to dust, everything like that. So Joker, I mean, any kind of iteration, whether it's comic books, films, or video games, Joker is a very lovable character. I don't think there's any, apart from Suicide Squad, I don't think there's any version of Joker that isn't liked. I'm trying to think now, like Nicholson, loved him. Ledger, loved him. The one in Suicide Squad. I liked his look, but just the way how he carried himself and that, it wasn't Joker, it wasn't him, you know what I mean? The Joker that I like, he laughs a lot, he's sadistic, he's mad, he's mental, and like, just zero fucks, zero F's, man. That's it. So Joker, my number 3. Now, my number 2, Eric Killmonger. And if you go back and watch my last video that I did with the Double D team on the MC villains, I said that Killmonger is the most relatable because, with all of his reasons for doing what he did in Black Panther, you can agree on. Like, he said before, like, all he wanted to do was like live his life as the rightful heir to the throne, which he was. All the powers that be, as in like the white powers that be, and like what I like to take back home. Our land that's rightfully ours. he's his methods are his way of going about things aren't really agreeable, but his methods and his reasons for doing them are like commendable. I loved him for it, and his final words in the film, which always like resonate with me, man. When he says like, just bury me in the ocean, my ancestors that jumped from ships because they knew death was better than bondage. So even he knew like he would rather die than be a prisoner because he didn't want to be a slave, like as in like in real life where there were millions of slaves that were kept as prisoners and used to like for work and things like that and hard labor. All he wanted to do was just like make the world a more even playing field, but at least with Wakanda being a more superior power than to say like Russians or the Chinese and things like that. And plus plus in Wakanda they had the technology to do that. So I think for him, definitely one of the most compelling villains, definitely one of the most relatable villains, and a villain that I felt for as well in Black Panther. So that's why Killmonger is now my new number 2. He was my number 3, but I switched it around. So there you go. And finally, I mean, I think you can all guess which villain I'm going to pick here. Man like Thanos. Man like Josh Brolin. That's my number 1 villain. And again, if it wasn't for Avengers, the way how Avengers Infinity War was told, I think it was told the right way, because it was the first movie that I've seen, or superhero movie that I've seen, where the story was told from the point of view of the villain. If Infinity War was told from the point of view of the Avengers, then Thanos wouldn't be as good or as relatable as he was now. But like the fact that it was told from Thanos' point of view made it more enjoyable for me. Maybe like even feel for Thanos at certain points where like he killed Gamora. Man almost cried when he killed Gamora. I ain't gonna lie, I almost cried for him because I knew what he wanted, and like he didn't want to do it either. But like for him to for to realize his potential and to like achieve his goal, you had to sacrifice Gamora to make things right to balance the whole galaxy, the whole universe. And man, that scene, man. When I saw it in the movie, I was like, oh, my heart broke for him and for Gamora as well, because like Gamora was like, I love Gamora, but oh my god. 1 second. Okay. So yeah, Thanos is he's just an unstoppable force, movable object, and the fact that when he arrived in Wakanda, started handing out L's on brick like left and right, took out Black Panther, took out Banner in the Hulkbuster, and then like when and then apparently like when the Captain America was like holding his hand back and that, yeah, just like in the trailer where everyone thought that Captain America was going to like somehow defeat Thanos because he was holding back his hand in that trailer. Thanos just came out of nowhere and was like fucking clocked him with the smoothest right hand you'll ever see in your life. And again, like the way he went about things, it's not ideal, but like his methods and his method to his madness is like I can understand it. I understand why he did what he did, and it makes sense because like it's true what he says. Like there's so much resources now being like diminished in that year because there's too many people, too many mouths to feed and things like that. So for life to go on, half of life has to go. Now I don't believe that in real life, but in the superhero universe, it makes sense because there's so many like superheroes and things like that now in the universe. So some of them have to go for life to go on. Now, once life does go on, after he's run out, he's just gonna sit back and chill. You must know that for a fact that certain people or certain heroes will come after him, but because he's that strong and that powerful, even without the Infinity Stones, I mean, you saw how he fucked up the Hulk in Infinity War at the start of the film. So that no one can like beat the shit out of the Hulk like that with ease. He's not really asked about like Iron Man or Cap coming after him because he can pretty much take him out himself. So I'm just curious to see what happens in Infinity War. But for me, Thanos is my all-time favorite villain just because of the fact that I genuinely felt for him, man, in Infinity War. And I never, ever, ever usually feel for bad guys, man. Like Killmonger and Thanos are the only ones who I feel bad for. But at the same time, man, just the method behind the madness is it's just kind of, you know, you can relate to some certain things that they do, but again, there's certain things that you don't agree with, but that you have to hate them for. But at the same time, you can't help but love him as well. So yeah, Thanos is my number 1 villain. Alright, so just to recap my top 10 villains, it's number 10, Harley Quinn, number 9, General Zod from Man of Steel, number 8, Kingpin, number 7, Killgrave as Purple Man, or aka the Purple Man, I should say, number 6, Fassbender version of Magneto, number 5, Negan, number 4, Loki, number 3, the Joker, number 2, Killmonger, and of course number 1, Thanos. So that's my top 10 villains list. Post your comments down below, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you go subscribe to my channel, JD Virtue. Make sure you go and subscribe, keep on subscribing to the Double D team with all the best reviews and reactions for all the best Marvel shows and films and things like that. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe and share. If you did not, hit the like button, subscribe and share. Peace.